All right, guys, we got another video here of Jagmeet Singh basically embarrassing himself once again in an interview. I can't remember the lady's name who's interviewing her, Jagmeet Singh, but she does a really good job, and she is no nonsense. So let's have a look, and then we'll talk about it a little bit after.
So when can Canadians expect to head to the polls? Well, let's bring in NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. Welcome. Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Listen, you say the Prime Minister has to resign. You said, in fact, that he has to go. He's already said he's not going to do that. And he's shown that very clearly over this last few weeks, or the last few days. So how do you explain to Canadians that while you say you want him out, that he's not good for Canada, but you won't act on that and commit to a vote of non-confidence?
Well, everything's on the table, we've said. But it's been clear, given that we've got the threats of tariffs from Trump, that puts a lot of workers in Canada saying, will I lose my job? We know that people are having a really hard time buying groceries, just the basic essentials.
Sure.
And we got people that are saying, I can't find a home, my bills are up. Given all of that, we've got a Prime Minister that's more focused on fighting his own party than fighting for Canadians. It's clear that he's got to go.
Right. But you're the one who can make that happen. So why?
Yeah, exactly. He's got to go. Okay, so make him go. Nah. Like, how can anyone even take this guy seriously?
Why not commit to a vote that would see an election in this country?
Well, I've said that everything's on the table, so all options are on the table. What I'm focused on right now is saying he's got to go, and we'll see what happens in the next couple weeks.
You know, you're talking about Canadians being concerned about affordability, but the most recent polls show that most of them want an election. So if you have the power to make that happen for Canadians, and you're acting in the best interest of Canadians, isn't that what they actually want?
Well, there's going to be an election this year, 2025
sure,
or next
but
year.
October is the scheduled date. That's a long way off.
It could happen any time in 2025. We're in a minority government, so we'll keep all options open. But let's be clear, there's going to be an election in 2025. Absolutely guaranteed there will be an election. And people will have a tough choice to make. And I just wanted to say to folks out there who are worried about Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives, worried about the cuts, worried that he's going to cut their childcare, their pensions, healthcare, make things way more expensive. For those folks, I want to invite you. We have shown that when we come together, when we organize, when we fight, we can win. So I want to invite people to join us, the NDP.
You know, you've talked about the Conservatives and what they can do, but they are 20 points ahead. You and the Liberals are sitting further back from that. So wouldn't it say to me that what Canadians want is a chance to elect a new government? And you can make that happen. Listen, Peter Julian told CBC News that this could happen in the spring. But why wait? What are you waiting for?
Well, I'm not going to speculate on when it's going to happen. What I am...
This smile on her face, like, what are you waiting for? She knows. We all know. He's waiting for his pension. That's why Peter Julian said that it would be possibly late February, early March, right after Jagmeet Singh qualifies.
Committing to is that in this election, I want folks to know they have a real choice. Even though I know it's a big mountain to climb.
They have to get an election before they can
make a choice. There will be an
choice.
election. There's going to be an election in 2025. But what people have to know is that if things are bad now, things will be even worse under Pierre Poilievre. And I want to make sure people know the cost. And I don't think people know the cost. Like, he's going to cut childcare. That could be $8,000 more a year for families. He wants to cut the child benefit. That's $600 a month that he wants to cut. He wants to cut pensions like Harper did. Pensions for seniors who are already struggling, who already tell me they can't afford their groceries. How are they going to make it by if their pensions are cut? When people are confronted with this, say, you know what? I don't want to vote for a guy who's going to cut my pensions. I'd actually think about that. I don't want to vote for a guy who's going to cut health care at a time when I can barely get the care I need right now.
But why won't you commit to voting non-confidence?
There's going to be an election this year.
I know there's going to be an election. Canadians know it's coming in October. It could be sooner in the spring, but you're the one who can make that happen. So why not commit to making it happen?
It's going to happen. There's nothing to, we don't have to commit to anything. It's going to happen.
Well, why not make it happen sooner? So they come back on the 27th, a week after Trump is in office. The tariffs could be in place by January 21st. Don't Canadians deserve the right to choose a different government sooner rather than later?
Well, I'm going to look at what's in the best interest of Canadians. If there's a vote on the table about retaliatory tariffs to fight back against Trump versus calling an election in the midst of threats to hundreds of thousands of jobs, I want to make a decision that's in the best interest of Canadians. I'm not going to speculate on what that decision is now, but I can tell you what I am saying right now. Trump is a real threat. People are worried about their jobs. Trudeau has to go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to speculate about what's going to happen months from now. When that happens, I'll make a decision.
But it's not speculation because you're the one who can tip the power in a non-confidence
Well, speculation
vote.
about what's in the best interest of Canadians. 2 months from now.
They're saying an election is in our best
interest. But we don't know
interest.
what's going to happen a month from now. We don't know what we're confronted with. What I can say right now is there's going to be an election in 2025. That is guaranteed. And in that election, I'm fighting and running to become Prime Minister. And people have an important choice. I hear again and again from people, they're not going to give the Liberals another shot. So they got the Conservatives, and they got me. and I need to define that choice. Well, what's that choice? Well, Pierre Poilievre is going to cut, and that's going to cost you. It's going to cost families. It's going to hurt families. And New Democrats, we want to defend the things that we have. We want to make sure you can afford childcare. We want to make sure you can get a good doctor, you can get healthcare when you need it.
I'm just confused why you won't commit. And you say you don't want to do speculation, but I don't understand the why. What's the downside of you not saying, you know what, this government, repeating what you've said, which is this government has to go. He needs to be gone. Canadians need a choice. They want to have a choice. You can make that happen. I don't understand the downside for you.
Why would I box myself in and say I'm going to do something definitive when
because
we don't know what's going to happen?
Canadians are saying that's what we want.
No, we're going to wait and see what happens, right? We're going to make sure that we know exactly what's going on. When something is in front of me, when there's a vote in front of me, I'll make a decision. But what I can tell you is that there's going to be an election, and people need to know what's at stake. I want to take on the greedy CEOs that are ripping you off and driving up the cost of your groceries and your homes. Pierre Poilievre wants to let those greedy CEOs rip you off even more. If you're struggling at the groceries right now, imagine Pierre Poilievre who lets his corporate buddies rip you off even more. Or imagine New Democrats who say, let's put in a price cap on your food essentials. You know that big corporations are buying up affordable homes? I want to ban them from doing that. Pierre Poilievre wants to let them do anything that they want, rip you off as much as they want.
Given the amount of times you have said all of those things, both in front of microphones, to cameras, to Canadians, I think they already know. I think that you've laid it out pretty clearly for them what their choices will be. What I don't understand still is, you know, to quote Gwen Stefani, what you waiting for? Like, what's the holdup? Why wouldn't you just trigger an election? Are you not ready? Is your party not ready for an
We're
election?
absolutely ready, but I'm not going to speculate about when that's going to happen. I'm not going to be a pundit and talk about election dates. What I'm going to talk about is what I'm going to do for people.
No, you're a leader. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, but I'm not going to speculate. I don't know what the vote.
Enough's enough. I don't want to make you guys suffer through too much more of this, or any of this for that matter. I mean, he's just repeating himself over and over and over again. It's infuriating. And I mean, this whole price cap thing, I mean, you can't force stores to do that. Unless you live in a socialist country, which nobody wants unless you're an idiot. I mean, over and over, all options are on the table. Oh, why would I box myself in? Because Canadians don't. You say you're in your best interest is in the Canadian and is in what Canadians want. Okay, great. Canadians have made it very clear what we want. We want an election now. Why would I box myself in? We all know why you don't want to commit to it, Jagmeet Singh, because you don't have your pension yet. And if your party does not, climb in the rankings up to second place, maybe your party ousts you before that, before you can get your pension. That's why you're doing this. We all know that you want your pension. That's the only thing. You're holding the country hostage for you, Jagmeet, not for us. We've been very clear what we want. And the other part of the question that I really like this lady when she asked is, she goes, "What, is your party not ready?" They're not ready. You know why? Because they don't have any money. You need money to campaign. And it cost, I think last time they had to borrow $20 million. Okay, I've heard that they only have like $250,000 right now. I mean, think about that. I mean, if that's what they're going to go into an election with, yeah, they're not going to be able to campaign at all, and maybe the Liberals do hang on to second place. I don't think they will. I think they're just going to keep going down and down and down and down, maybe even into the single digits in terms of polling numbers and seats. But I mean, we'll see. But I mean, Jagmeet Singh, I mean, there's no chance he wins. He knows it. He wants to protect himself. He has no interest in protecting Canadians whatsoever. He's the one who's keeping the globalist traitor Justin Trudeau in office right now. Well, I'm thinking about Canadians. No, you're not, dude. No one believes that. I mean, there's a sucker born every day, but I mean, it's not like every person who's born is a sucker. And if they were, they would vote for Jagmeet Singh. Because that's the only way you can do it. You'd have to be the biggest sucker in the world to actually believe what this guy says. Saying that Pierre Poilievre wants to cut this and cut that. He's never said anything like it. He's never said he's going to cut pensions or healthcare. Like, he's so stupid. It's really just unbelievable at this point. Like, Justin Trudeau's evil. I think Jagmeet Singh's evil too, but Jagmeet Singh's actually legitimately stupid as well. Trudeau's not stupid. Jagmeet Singh's stupid. That's why, in my opinion, he would actually be even worse than Justin Trudeau, because he's not competent. He's even less competent than Justin Trudeau. But let me know what you guys think. I'm sorry I had to play 6 minutes and 51 seconds of that. That's a long time to hear this guy babble on and on and on. But let me know what you guys think. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps grow the channel. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll be back shortly with a new video.